1, 2, 3. Hey guys, welcome back to the Fishbowl. It's your boy Miguel.
This is Brenda.
How are you doing today, Brenda?
I'm great. I'm calm, and I'm ready to tell you some shit.
About what? I'm nervous. Why'd you say it like that?
First of all, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Okay, anyways. So,
Okay.
so we're gonna be talking about, well, I feel like it really threw me off when you told me that you didn't know about this case. It's not that old, and it's everywhere right now. So it's about Gypsy Rose. Like, you don't know.
Oh, I've heard about it, but I don't.
What about it?
I heard that she had a show. Her mom tried to kill her.
Kind of.
And then she killed her mom?
No,
she didn't kill her mom.
Let me give you some facts, okay? So I just want to tell you about it, kind of like very summarized. Like, there's a lot of details to it. But I will just tell you like a shorter version of it. So pretty much, right now you should be able to see a picture of Gypsy Rose, which is a little girl, and her mom Dee Dee Blanchard. This girl, she was pretty much wheel-bound. She was sick. She had all these type of
the
problems.
girl or the mom?
The girl, Gypsy.
That's her name now?
That Gypsy Rose is her name.
That's such a weird name.
Well, it's a name. Actually, when I looked it up, I saw that an old actor or actress was named Gypsy Rose. I think that's probably where she got it from. I don't know.
That's kind of lit then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name my daughter Gypsy.
No, you're not. Not after what I tell you. Well, I don't know. This is your opinion, because I feel pretty like torn, because you'll see. So anyways, Gypsy Rose, Dee Dee Blanchard, daughter, mother, she was wheel-bound, she was sick, she had cancer, her bones were fragile, her teeth would fall out, she was allergic to sugar, she needed a feeding tube. And if you really look through all her pictures, you can kind of see that she was a very, very sick child. Okay, and her devoted mother, Dee Dee, would take care of her, right? So she would take care of her. She dedicated her whole life to taking care of her. I forgot to mention, they were living in what's it called? When Hurricane Katrina, and it wiped all those houses. So a lot of volunteers made houses for these people. Yeah. They were part of that. So
they were living in the house.
They were living in one house that they personally customized for Dee Dee's needs. Dee Dee's needs. Gypsy Rose needs. Sorry, yeah, Gypsy Rose, because I told you she was a sick child. She needed a wheelchair, so they didn't.
That's kind of cool, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to the people that built the house.
Okay.
Yo, chill.
No,
why
because
do you
don't know the whole story. Let me finish.
So
yes.
I'm scared.
No, great.
I'm gonna sleep with the light on.
No. Great job to the people that built those houses. But so they live in this house. All her records got wiped. She didn't even have her birth certificate. So, poor mom, poor daughter, right? So they're living in this house. Everybody thought that Dee Dee, the mom, is an angel for taking care of her daughter, for being able to get her all these type of trips and gifts and things that people were donating to Gypsy Rose, because she had leukemia. And every time, the more you would ask, the more she would tell you about all this stuff that was like wrong with her. And you would think, like, where's her dad? So like, her dad, this is something that I just learned the other night when I was looking up this case all over again, because I already know about this case. This case is pretty recent. She just got released from jail on December, and she was in jail for 8 years. This December. Yeah, this past December. She was in jail for 8 years. So everybody was, after I tell you the whole thing, everybody was questioning, like, where's the dad? Like, who's the dad? And all this stuff. So when Dee Dee found out that she was pregnant with Gypsy, she was around 24 at the time. And the dad, or Gypsy's dad, he was only 17 years old. So he was like a teenager.
Dang.
So after that, she took him away from him and just kind of give him the roundabout about a lot of things. And she would take care of her sick daughter. Anyways, so like I said, they were living in a special home that was specifically for Gypsy, for all her needs. Her mom dedicated her whole life to her and taking care of her, taking her to the doctor. She had multiple surgeries. It got to the point where she had the mentality of a 15-year-old or 14-year-old. Like, she never had the chance to
like
grow up and have a regular life. Okay. So everybody treated her like, so she would even tell people to talk to her like they were talking to like a little kid, because that was her mentality. And she was so drugged with all these drugs. Okay,
She was
so
drugged
what
with
if
all
I
these
tell
drugs?
you, yeah, she was drugged with all these drugs. If I told you that this is her right now, you wouldn't believe it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. She was in jail, and you would wonder why. Why was she in jail?
Well, why was she in jail?
Are you curious?
She was about to die.
Okay, what if I told you that everything I just told you, the mom made it up?
Why?
She was never sick. She never had cancer. She could walk. She wasn't allergic to sugar.
Wait, I thought she was for real sick. Like, she was
Yeah.
just a regular person that was like...
Yeah, like her mom. So pretty much, her mom had.
That's low-key mind-blowing for real.
Yeah. So her mom had a really bad illness. Like, it's a mental illness. It's Munchausen by proxy. We're gonna post it here. I don't know how to pronounce it.
She didn't know how to say it.
I was practicing forever. By proxy. We're gonna call it by proxy. It's a mental illness where, just like how any parent would take your kids to the doctor and they tell you, well, there's nothing wrong with your kid, and you would be like, oh, I'm so happy that, okay, she would be like, no, make sure you look in there. I know there's something wrong, until she would convince the doctor that her daughter had something. So in reality, like, she was giving her all these medications. She went through like cancer treatment when she didn't need it. She would shave her head.
Like, the
all
doctors
time.
just thought she had cancer.
Yeah, and this is like something that everybody's talking about.
But
like,
how would they put that? She had to have some type of something.
no, she had nothing. When the doctor would kind of get suspicious of her that she was making this up, she would switch doctors. But one thing that everybody's kind of like talking about right now is that why are the doctors in the hospitals not responsible? They were performing like surgery, like unnecessary surgeries, like putting a feeding tube. She didn't need a feeding tube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why would they
that
not?
makes you wonder, like, what were they thinking? Like, how did this go on for so long? This went on until she was 24.
Hey, but then when you actually need something, they don't want to do it to you.
Yeah.
But like, if you
Yeah.
actually need a
Or-
surgery, it'll be like 4 months.
Yeah, you have to wait on it and get approved. This lady was getting stuff, like, she
I
got.
want her as my insurance.
So her, where you produce your saliva, those glands, she
Yeah.
had those removed from her, and
For what?
Yeah, because she was supposedly drooling so much that it was like unmanageable, and she convinced the doctor. That's like the mind-blowing thing to me, that like she was able to get these doctors to perform these surgeries without the necessity. Nobody, like, and there's records that they had that is said that, like, so if they would like screen her for cancer and it would say that it was negative, she would still get it done. That's what I don't understand.
That doesn't
how
make any. How did that even fly?
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody
How?
knows.
And where are the doctors
And
now?
so far, and I was like pretty into it. Like, so far, like, nobody has even gone a hold of those doctors or like made them responsible for anything. Because let me finish telling you the story. I feel like I got way too ahead, but so the reason how I think I skipped a little bit too fast just because I wanted you to kind of understand where I'm going, but pretty much she planned the murder of her mom. And this is also another part where,
Oh, that's what she was in jail?
yeah, that's what she was in jail. So I skipped it in big chunks because I told you there's a lot of details behind it, but pretty much like at night she said that she would escape and like have a couple candy bars, and she knew she could walk. She knew that she wasn't allergic to it, all this stuff. But
Imagine like the mind games that would go on with that.
yeah,
Like, you knowing that you're fine, but then somebody.
yeah, but then she also, because
there's
people were
something.
saying like, if you know how to walk, why didn't you walk? And she was like, this is all I knew. This is what I knew my whole life. So
That makes sense.
who am I supposed to, like, you believe whatever your mom tells you, like, you know what I mean? Like, and she was like, stuff like walking, I already knew I could walk, but stuff like you have cancer, that's something you can't see. So I'm just gonna believe more, especially if she was getting all these surgeries and stuff. She assumes that she has this. So it was a lot of like mental abuse, like kind of like keeping her on that like hospital scene. Like, she said that there would be months that she would just be staying, and what are you, if the doctors are performing on you, and getting all these surgeries, what are you gonna assume that you have it? So I can kind of understand that.
No, for real, yeah, because like she said, that's all she knows.
That's all she knows. So people are wondering, like, where was her dad? Well, she would never let Gypsy Rose be alone with the dad because she was, you know, taking all this medicine and she couldn't get around with a wheelchair. So it's easy to kind of like get that excuse, and the dad was like, okay, well, I'll take the little time that I can, because everybody that was surrounded by them, they did believe that she was sick.
Like 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Nobody had a doubt. Her mom would shave her head. Like, she was really good at it.
That's like beyond messed up.
Yeah, and so the way that she planned her murder, she secretly got a laptop, and she met somebody on Christian's Mingle, or
I'm dead. Christian Mingle.
Like a Christian,
that's
like
dating
funny. Site. Yeah, and she met this guy. His name is Nicholas. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but we'll try to enter it here.
Good guy.
No, well, okay.
Nicholas?
Yeah, one.
When you think Nicholas, you don't think of a good dude?
I think of Nicolas Cage.
You're dumb.
But so he met Nicholas on a Christian dating site, and
as you should.
And you know, like, she fell in love with him. He fell in love with her, and pretty much just told him all her story. And she was at some point of her life that she needed to get out. She thought that if she didn't get out anytime soon, she was gonna lose her life, because she's taking all this medicine that she doesn't need. She was already losing it by taking all these pills, and her mom would sedate her, like give her sedatives to kind of keep her calm and peace.
I thought a sedative was to make you poop.
No. A sedative?
It's a sedative.
Yes, because it sedates you.
Yeah, it sedates you.
What?
Your poop.
No, I don't know. No. She would sedate her. No, you're making me doubt. No, she would sedate her. So obviously she wasn't in her right mind when she thought about doing the murder, or so she says. She told this Nicholas guy to help her out. She planned out this whole murder. Like, she knew how much they were going to steal from her afterward. She set up a pair of gloves and the knife that she was killed with at the front door. She planned it out. And this is where I have issues kind of understanding and being like, you know,
what do you mean understanding?
Because, okay, like,
you want to set up a murder?
No.
I was on top of like his
boy.
boy.
I do not want to kill anybody. So that made it sound really suspicious. I really don't.
That's suspicious.
Are you following the story?
Yes.
Okay, you're getting the whole picture.
Yes.
So she put a knife and a pair of gloves outside the door, and they had it planned out that he was gonna come in, murder her, and then she was gonna go away with him.
And he thought that was okay?
I think he was so in love. I didn't mention.
Stay away from Christian Mingle.
It's dangerous. You get killed. No, but so one thing that his grandma mentioned after the whole murder went, that he is autistic, and usually autistic people, like, they get really fixated with one thing, and they get passionate, and like there's nothing after that, you know. So he got really, really like into his head about rescuing Gypsy, you know. I mean, imagine the love of your life asking you to help them. So he went through with it, but he did say in an interview that once he got there and he saw the knife and the gloves, he didn't want to do it anymore. But Gypsy was that pushing voice that was like, do it please, like, do you want to go away with me? Like,
why didn't she do it?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And why didn't he do it? I mean, I understand.
No, I understand why he did it,
but he shouldn't have. Like, if you have that gut feeling,
yes.
Don't do
So he went in, killed her, he stabbed her 17 times.
17
times. It was a
okay,
big. It was a big.
He wanted a little bit. He wanted a little bit. He got a little too excited.
Yeah, 17 is a little bit. Like, that's
like, I think 2 or 3 is fine, bro.
Yeah, like somebody that you don't feel any anger towards to. I'll stab him one time.
For real. He was filming it at the moment.
Yeah, 17, you have to be passionate about it. But he says that he felt like an evil force took over him. But that's what I would say if I stabbed somebody 17 times. Yeah. That's what I would say.
If I stabbed somebody, that's exactly what I would say.
That's what I would. 17 times. That's too many. I feel like you're tired after that. Yeah. That's a workout.
For real.
Yeah, but no. So he stabbed her 17 times. she's dead.
Like he was stabbing her and she was dead already.
Yeah, and Gypsy said that she like sat on a fetal position, covered her ears, but she could hear her mom screaming her name. Because obviously the mom didn't see it coming. She knew that she was talking to a guy. There was at some point that they went to the movie theater and then she told him that she was gonna be there, so he went to meet her and they have sex in the theater bathroom.
Ew.
She lost her virginity at the theater bathroom. That wasn't
That's a fun fact.
Fuck. Yeah, while the mom was still in the movie theater. So, you know, I'm telling you, this guy was in love. Like, this is all he wanted.
Wait, the mom and Gypsy were at the movie theater.
Yeah, and
the
Gypsy
dude pulled up.
The Gypsy told him that she was gonna be there. So he showed up, and it was a Cinderella movie. On top of that, she was dressed like a Cinderella. And yeah, they, you know, they seen each other, they liked each other.
That's kind of funny.
And then she got away from the mom, and then she had sex in the movie theater. They even took a picture together.
Yeah, I'll put it right here.
No, none of them do it. It's just them together. Yeah, just of them together. Back to the murder. She got murdered. They ran away, and they were found 4 days later. They took $4,000 to kind of get away. I don't think they had a plan. Yeah, they didn't have a plan. They just left her there. He posted on their joint Facebook, Dee, so like the mom and Gypsy, they had a joint Facebook, and he posted on the wall, "That bitch is dead." So then everybody, yes, I know.
So he told on himself.
Yeah, and I think I didn't see an interview where Gypsy said the only reason why she wanted to post that is because she wanted her mom to be found. I mean, at the end of the day, that's still her mom. So I kind of like.
I mean,
I'm not gonna say I understand. I could never be in that position, but like, I see.
I don't know. After what you said earlier, I don't know.
Yeah, so that bitch is dead. All the neighbors and all like their family members on their Facebook, they're like, "What are you talking about? The account got hacked. All this and that." That page is still up currently. You can go to her. Yeah, you can go to her old Facebook, and then you'll see the thread of like people asking what's wrong, and then he put under, after a few people commented on it, he said, "I slayed that fat pig and I raped her little daughter," or something like that. And I'll post it here because I can't remember where.
Okay, so he wanted to do it.
No,
you know what I mean?
No. Gypsy was like the mastermind behind all of this.
No, but like he posted it. Or was it Gypsy posting it?
Is Gypsy asking him to post it? You know, because I guess
he didn't have to be that rude. He didn't have to call her fat.
He didn't have to say all that, but
he didn't have to call her fat.
You know, like I said, it was very all through Gypsy's plan and mind. So, but they get caught 4 days later. They tracked the Facebook post to his phone. That's how they found out about him. When they questioned her and they mentioned that her mom was there, like she's acting like she's shocked and crying and all this stuff, but I think the police could kind of just already see through what happened here and kind of shocked at the fact that she was walking and she wasn't on a wheelchair, her hair was already growing and all this, you know.
Like it added up.
Yeah, they got sent to jail. She got second-degree murder and she had to serve 10 years, but she served 8 years total. She got released this past December 28th, and by this time, this girl is already married. She's been married for a year. She met somebody.
She married in jail?
She married in jail. It was like a pen pal, and then they got engaged, and then she met.
So romantic.
No, I don't
what
think it's romantic.
Nicholas? That's the real question.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she felt any type of way afterwards. I don't think she knew that real life, it wasn't what she pictured in her head. Because I did watch the show. It's called The Act. It's on Hulu, and it's the story. And then when they run away and they get a hotel and stuff like that, she realized that like she didn't even know how to cook like macaroni and cheese, and that he was very much like teenager mindset. You know what I mean? Like, so it realistically, like, she saw that it wasn't even what she wanted. Yeah, they get caught, they get sent to jail. Like I said, she met somebody in jail, she got engaged, they got married. as soon as she got released, since it was like that's why I'm kind of shocked that you didn't know about the story, because I feel like everybody knew about the story.
I don't pay attention too much.
Well, I watched. I'm I'm a murder mystery girly.
You're the
And and so I already knew about this, and it feels so recent too. That's the crazy part. So she got released, and now she came out, and all these people, everybody's making memes and like funny jokes about it. That when she came out, she's literally a celebrity, and that's the thing that like kind of like rubs me the wrong way, because the guy Nicholas that I just saw, he's still in jail.
How many years did he do?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But
I'd be kind of tight.
That's not the point, because now that she's out, she's married, she's all this. He's the one that committed these
like the actual murder.
But he didn't even want to do it. And instead of sending him to jail, why didn't they send him to get mental health, like to figure out what went wrong? Obviously, he wasn't a dangerous person. Some people say that he was, but I don't think he would have been able to go through with it if it wasn't for Gypsy. Now she's out here living her best life. She's married, like she's a celebrity. She's gonna be on Dancing with the Stars. I saw the other, like, what?
For what?
And they're gonna ask her, why are you famous? Oh, because I plotted my mom's murder. And it
that's just like inspiring the next generation. Like, I don't want to say that like that happens, but it does happen. It makes murder more like. And
like I said, I'm a murder mystery, conspiracy, like scary shit girly, but that doesn't mean because I watch all this stuff I'm like, oh, that is so cool. Or like, for me it's more like shocking and like kind of mind-boggling that I'm like, I can't believe somebody did this and like went through with it. That's what's shocking to me, and I think that's why I'm interested on it. But I'm not thinking that these people are the best thing and they did the best thing. Like, I understand that this is like the thing that I'm telling you, I'm torn, because she was getting abused, mentally abused and medically abused.
I understand
she went through
that
hell.
part. Yeah.
Imagine getting cancer treatment when you don't even have cancer, or imagine getting a feeding tube when you can eat perfectly fine. All this stuff. Yeah, she got tortured for 24 years, so it almost feels fair. If it would have came out of her hands, if she was a murderer, I don't think it would have seemed as bad. I mean, I'm not saying murder is not bad. Murder is bad. But it would seem more like, yes, you got your freedom. Now it's like, oh, you kind of took advantage of somebody that's not mentally stable to commit something that you were perfectly, like, it was perfectly planned. It was really well thought of. Like, she was able to settle the stuff. Why couldn't she, like, for example, sedate her mom and run away? Yeah. Like, and she was like, like, you kind of get in, like, a mental, like, jail that you're like, I can't get out of this. Yeah, but she was perfectly fine chatting him up. Oh, you should do this and you should do that. And come on, you can do this for us and all this. I'm pretty sure that...
Do you think if she was the one to kill her straight up, she would be out of jail right now?
No, that's the thing. She is a smart girl, because think about this. She was able to plan all this stuff. She almost got away with it. And something that I saw in one of the comments when I was looking through videos to kind of refresh my memory on this case, it was somebody said her mom taught her to lie her whole life. What makes you think what she's saying right now is the truth?
Oh, dang,
you know what I mean? Because she wasn't telling her, like, pretend you have cancer. No, she was convinced she had cancer. But she would be like, well, if I don't shave your head, people are gonna think this. Or, there was a video of her playing in the snow and she had to pretend that her legs couldn't move. So if she's such a good liar when it comes to those little things, what makes you think that right now she's telling the truth? Or, like, at least, this is what I would feel. Okay, let's say I was in her shoes. If this guy's still in jail, at least out of, like, what's it called, like,
respect.
Yeah, I would not even respect, but out of, like, just having a human heart, I would be like, damn, I'm gonna get him justice, or I'm gonna get him help instead of
or like, I'm gonna fight to...
Yeah, because he said my freedom. The reason why I'm free and I'm married and, like, happy right now and healthy is because of him. At the end of the day, he went about it the wrong way, but, like, she's not still in jail because she didn't commit the murder. It was something...
And that's true. Now she's a celebrity. She got money.
Yeah, I mean, not even money, but she has the voice. Like, people are listening to what she has to say right now, because ever since she was released in December up to now, it's been like interview after interview and getting contracts with this, and she's posting on Facebook and Instagram. I don't want her here.
She's gonna kill you.
Yeah, not like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it makes it feel bad to say that about somebody that was abused for so long. What doesn't sit right with me is the fact that she had somebody else do it, when I feel like she was perfectly smart to do it herself or go about it a different way, you know. But she had somebody else do it, and he's still in jail, and she's out here living her best life.
I bet you from her point of view, it would be like, I couldn't physically do it because she had so much authority.
Even
over
if
me.
you
know
can't
what I mean?
physically and mentally do it,
I'm sure it gets to a point where you can.
You mess somebody up enough to want to do that for you, like mentally. Like, you were convincing, you were pretty much like cheering him on to do it, and that doesn't feel fair. That's the only thing that bothers me. I don't care. Like, it makes me happy that she has her freedom back. She was like, she didn't have like a young adulthood. Like, she didn't have a childhood. She didn't have a normal childhood. When you think about it that way, yeah, I feel bad, and I'm like, damn, like, she went through a lot of surgeries, a lot of times where she was just at the hospital. That's horrible, and I can't even imagine that a mom would want that for her kid, because even they tell you that they have a cold, and you're like freaking out. So imagine like going them through unnecessary surgeries, and shaving her head all the time, and removing her teeth, and removing all this stuff.
That would suck.
Yeah, and because those people that have this biproxy illness, they depend on the sympathy that the kids get. They depend on people telling them how good they're doing by taking care of their sick child. She was like, so people were saying, so after her death, you know, some family came out and like, you know, they were interviewed, like her siblings and stuff. And they were saying,
Gypsy has siblings?
No, Didi. No, Gypsy does have siblings because they're half siblings. You know, remember the dad? The dad came back into her life, and, you know, he's been with them ever since. So the dad, the stepmom, they do have kids. So they're like, Gypsies have siblings.
But I'm talking nothing to do with the mom.
No. So the mom, the Didi, she does have siblings, and then they came out in this interview that I watched, and they said that nobody liked her at home. Like, her own family didn't like her because she had scammed them out of money. She was stealing stuff. She was getting in trouble with the law. So she wasn't like a great person. Like, I think Gypsy was her way out of scamming and not seeming like wrong, like she's doing wrong, because they're giving this stuff to her sick kid. And obviously this is your cash cow. Like, you're gonna want to have this here, but she's not gonna get better, so you're gonna make her sicker and sicker and find all this stuff. And like, they took a picture of her cabinet where she kept all the medicine, which we're gonna show right now, and it's perfectly organized. It's 1,000 of fucking like medicine bottles that she would take every single day. Gross. Yes, like they said that their house was messy. Like, when they took pictures, like after death, and they were taking pictures of like all the house, the only thing that was clean, it was the medicine cabinet. So that's how much that meant to her. Like, if it was for Gypsy, but she was getting, you know, all the travels that they would get, all the money they would get, a free house, like all these services, rides, like airplane rides, all this type of stuff, thanks to Gypsy's illness. So to her, she was just like a cash cow. Like, just, I gotta keep you sick to be able to do all this for us. So the sicker she got, the more she got. So it got out of control to the point that like she couldn't control her anymore. Like, even when she turned 18 years old and her dad called her, he told her on the phone, please do not mention to her that she's turning 18. Like, and he said at the moment he thought it was weird, but like, since everybody thought that she had like a mentality of like, you know, a 14-year-old, 11-year-old or whatever, that he was like, well, I'm just going with it because obviously she knows, you know.
The dad too. Like,
I know, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things where people are like disagreeing.
Like, if my kid was like sick, right? I feel like I would want to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, he tried to be there. Like, everybody
kind
of thought that he was a bad dad, but he's not. Like, you see interviews now,
great
and no, but he would buy her everything she needed, and like he would get. But that's the thing, nobody knew the truth. So what are you gonna if their mom is telling you like, oh, she has cancer, she has this, and I would know because I take her to her appointments and look at all these pictures of her doing cancer treatment. What are you gonna think? That is the truth?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so the dad wasn't as involved as he could be at the time. At the same time, again, I don't find it excusable at all. I feel like the dad failed her. I feel like family members failed her. I feel like the neighbors failed her. I feel like the doctors, the hospitals failed her. And I feel like everybody's responsible, honestly.
Yeah, but like for real, I want to know where the doctors is.
Yeah, well, nobody knows because they haven't even brought it to light.
Or, like, what's the doctor's name? Like, I'm sure they could look it up.
I don't know. It's just the whole thing is weird. And now knowing the fact, and like I said, yes, like poor her, she got abused. All this stuff went wrong. Doesn't make murder right, especially if it didn't come out of her own hands. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
if you're gonna do it yourself.
Yeah, if you're gonna do a murder, do it yourself. Be responsible. Do your own dirty work.
Okay, we're not telling you to kill people.
Don't murder people. But what I'm saying is, like, I feel like it would have felt more fair if she did it and you could be like, no, she took her freedom back. Like, she had no choice to do it. But the fact that she convinced somebody else to do it and now she has nothing to do with them, that's so wrong. Like, that is so wrong. And I feel like he got forgotten. He, like I said, he's autistic. He has learning disabilities. He's behind in jail while she's married, living her best life, having all these interviews, getting money for it, living her freedom while he's still stuck there. That makes me so sad because like she played him pretty much. Like, I'm sure at some point she loved him, but now it's like he's behind and she's out here, and it's not okay for people to think that it's okay to do, and then like now they're free. And I feel like any other person would kind of like want to stay out of the spotlight, but she is eating that shit up. Like, she's loving it. Yeah, she's loving it. She's taking selfies. She takes videos of outfits of the day. She has like 3-point-something million followers on TikTok. Like, she's
once again, like, it's one of those things where like you kind of have to understand because it's like she's been through something. I don't think she should be having it. But
I think people.
I don't mean to sound like a hater.
No, I know what you're saying because that's how I feel. I don't think it is okay. She's living her life, but she's loving the spotlight, and you can tell, and she's feeding off of it. And it's also people kind of like hyping her up, and she's loving it even more. I mean, somebody's hyping you up, and you're feeling it. You're already like talking to celebrities and all this stuff, and you're coming out with a documentary and all that stuff. Obviously, you're gonna be feeling yourself. Doesn't make it right.
I know, but then like eventually, it's gonna run out. You know what I mean?
It's gonna run out. And what is she gonna do then?
Because like, what value does she provide?
She's still mentally ill. I'm pretty sure she's still mentally ill.
From like everything that happens.
And you know the funny thing? And there was a rumor about it, and then ever since I heard it, like, I was like, I can't unsee it. Her current husband looks almost like and pretty close to the mom, to Diddy.
What?
Yeah, their facial features, I'm gonna put the picture right here. The facial features are almost the same. It's
That's
so
kind of
creepy.
gross.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes you think about, like, obviously, like, she feels some type of way. You know what I mean? Like, mental issues. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. So
I still feel bad for Nicholas.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I kind of skipped through, because I'm like, if I don't get to the point, you're not gonna understand why I'm like, because you're like, oh, I feel bad. Because obviously, when you hear the sad story, you're like, yeah, damn, like that's messed up that this little girl's going through all this.
No, but imagine Nicholas went out of his way, killed the mom. Now he's in jail. She's married to a different dude.
Everybody's loving her
Rich.
and cheering for her.
He's probably sat in jail.
Yeah. And I think everybody forgot about him. And, like, the person that was taking care of him was his grandma. So, like, I don't think she can do much. And I don't think there's any support that way. But I feel like now, like, that kind of rush of her being released is kind of, like, coming down. I can kind of feel like that is coming down. Because when I was, you know, on Instagram and Facebook, that's all I was seeing on my feed. Like, literally memes and people talking about it. Like, oh, who got my girl, Gypsy? Like, I'm on my way to pick her up from jail. Like, shit like that. That I feel like it's kind of dying down because people are now coming out like, wait, why is Nick still in jail? Like, you know, like, it's not fair that
now the people like us are questioning stuff.
I'm questioning stuff. I'm questioning everything. I don't trust her like that. Like, I feel like
I didn't know you personally knew her.
I feel like people now are looking through the bullshit. Like, you know what I mean?
Kind
of
like, the hype is done.
Yeah, the hype is done. It was funny, but now what's going on with my boy Nick? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is he still in jail? Like, what's going on? And then also, I feel like eventually it's gonna get to her, and I don't know how. If she's smart,
I call it. She's gonna end up back in jail.
Don't say that. Don't wish for that. Nah. I mean, like the only way that I could agree is because she hasn't received the help that she needs. I feel like she's too caught up on what it is right now, but I know she has to have some type of mental issue.
She's gonna have some type of like lash out later.
Or people are questioning like, what about when she has a kid? You know, like you don't know how you're gonna react into the situation until you are in that situation. So, like I said, now that funniness is coming down, now people are kind of like looking through it like, oh, she's really liking this attention. Oh, she's really in every single interview. That when it dies down, what is she gonna do? How is she gonna act to it? Is she gonna try to figure out what's gonna happen with Nick, or are they gonna release him, or are they gonna? You know what I mean? Like, what's gonna happen now? Because, like,
I mean, I still don't think they should release him just because they feel bad.
No. I'm not saying, but like, she served for 8 years and he's out. But I feel like she's as responsible, if not more responsible.
I think she's a little bit more responsible.
More responsible because she put that on his head.
Yeah, and she was the one who planned it out.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If she was smart enough to do all that, you don't think she could have been smart enough to do it? But not that. I would say nicer stuff.
Okay, but she could do something with her life.
But at the same time, she also thinks that if she didn't do this now, I think she was on survival mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I don't do this now,
and I low-key understand. Like,
yeah.
I don't think it's right, but I understand where she came from.
Yeah. Like, I can understand where she came from. Like, you're kind of like, it's kill or be killed.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't do this.
But do it yourself. That's what I think. Because, like, obviously, if she had the strength to get up, even if, like she said, she was on multiple pills and she was sedated and all this stuff, I'm pretty sure if she had the strength to get up and grab the knife and set up the gloves and all this, she could have done it herself, or she could, like, I don't know, gave her mom pills and
like,
ran
until
away.
she was sleeping or something, stab her.
Well, she said that it was very difficult because she would sleep on the same bed as her, and sometimes she would tie Didi, the mom, would tie Gypsy onto the bed so she wouldn't like run away. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
But
like,
why?
In a way, because she didn't want her to run away.
Don't you wish you? Because I like the behind the scenes, like.
Yeah, I really do, and that's why she's coming up with her documentary. She's gonna talk about way more stuff. She's gonna
love that.
She's gonna. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I understand. That's fine. Put your story out there. Kind of like teach people more about this like illness and the consequences to it, and like, you know, how you affect somebody's life, but at the same time, like, don't feed on to like the fame and the memes and all this stuff. Like, just like, okay, book fine, documentary fine. I think that's it. Like, kind of like be an advocate and like talk about it, and like, you know, like she could be smart about it, but I feel like she's going more like I said, she didn't have like a teenager like era, so like she's very like, you know, eating it up and talking like a teenager and stuff, because she didn't have that. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to be.
Do you think she talks like a teenager from back in the day, or a teenager now?
Teenager now, because I know she put a comment on her husband's picture, or like a selfie that he posted or something like that. I can't remember what picture it was, but like, she was like, don't listen to the haters, because that dick is like the fire emoji. That's literally how she's talking. I know.
Bro, what? That's not what I was expecting.
She said that dick is fire.
Public?
She said that dick is fire emoji. That's what I'm saying. So people, that's what I'm saying. When you read that shit.
But that makes sense because she doesn't know how to act.
Yeah, so when you read that shit, you're like, that's funny. Like, yes. You know what I mean? That doesn't make it right. And that's what I'm saying. That's why it's becoming memes. It's becoming funny, because people are like, look at her. You know, she's living her best life. But why did she get famous? She planned the murder of her mom. Yeah. Even if, let's say, she goes on Dancing with the Stars and she becomes an actress or whatever she becomes, people are gonna think back like, kind of like Kim Kardashian, like, why did she get famous? Oh, well, she had a sex tape, and after that, like, it just went up, right? You know what I mean? Or you're a singer, or you're this, and that. Why you become famous? Oh, because I plot the murder of my mom. You know what I mean? Like, where...
And that's all she could say. She didn't even do it.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very, like, short, all over the place summary about Gypsy Rose story. What do you think?
I think that's crazy.
That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, like I wish I could see. Well, I don't wish I could see, but like it's cool to imagine what it would be like.
Did you kind of see where I was going, like with the story, or were you like really into like the oh damn, that's a really sick child?
Nah, at first I thought it was just a sick child. Keep it like, but nah, that's pretty cool. Like, not cool, interesting. It's cool to think about. You know what I mean? I can't express my words right now. But for me, it's cool to like imagine what it would be like. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's cool.
I don't think it's cool. I think it's cool.
That was a short, all over the place summary of Gypsy Rose. What do you think about it?
So I think it's interesting to like think where she's coming from, the mom. Like I understand she had the disease and everything, but like in her mind, was she doing harm? You know what I mean?
I feel
in her mind, was she doing harm?
Me personally, I feel like she knew what she was doing.
She knew what she was doing, but since she had that syndrome, the munch, whatever.
I don't, like, you think, like, she didn't know the extent of the damage
she didn't know the extent of the damage she was doing. Because in her mind, maybe she was actually helping out her daughter.
I don't think so. Because that's what I would think. Mm-hmm. But before I told you that I saw that interview that her relatives were saying that nobody liked her because she would scam people and all that stuff. So that makes me think like maybe she was ill, but like there was something else behind it because for her gain. You know what I mean? Yeah. If she was already known by like being like a thief and like scamming and all that stuff, and now you know that she was gaining, you know, all these trips and money and like they had a free house out of it, like all this stuff. It really makes you think. It really makes you think like, did she do it because she was very ill, or did she also see something to gain? You know. Yeah. But what do you think? What do you think about my boy Nick?
I think Nick should be out. Free my boy Nick.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe not free him yet.
He did do wrong.
He did kill somebody.
I don't think he's in the right place.
He's not.
Like,
but neither is Gypsy.
No.
Send her back.
Yeah. No, I mean, I wouldn't say send her back. I feel like she deserves freedom now.
I said it. Send her back.
Like, I feel like she deserves her freedom now. I think she needs help.
No, in my mind, the way I'm understanding it and comprehending it, she was the mind. You know what I mean?
The mastermind.
I understand what happened to her.
Yeah.
That sucks. I'm really, truly sorry for her.
24 years.
24 years. That sucks. You know what I mean? Like, that never happened to me. I lived a blessed life, so I don't know what that's like. But there are ways to go about things. Let's say it was hard. She could have found the opportunity. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm sure at the doctor's, there was some point where it was just her and the doctor. Yeah. No more. You know what I mean? At some point.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it had to be all the time.
Or even that same night.
Or maybe it could have been like 6 years into it.
Yeah.
But at some point, she was just her and the doctor. She could have said something there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then also like that night of the murder, a lot of people are saying like, if you already had all this planned out, couldn't you have drugged her then? Couldn't you have like...
Or she had the laptop. She could have called 911.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, or written a letter or anything. Or so there was other ways that you could do about it. But like I said, maybe at the time, since she wasn't like that, she was like desperate and she was like, you know, it's either I get out or I'm going to end up getting killed by all this medicine that I'm taking that I don't need. So I can see that too. That's why it's a very like difficult like case to think about, because it's like you're happy for her because she has her newfound freedom, or you know, like it doesn't feel right because somebody else did it for you and that person's still in jail while you're out here living your best life.
No, like I mean, like shoot, like she has it, like you know what I mean, like do what you want with it. Yeah. I don't necessarily think she deserved it.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody deserves it. That's like, you know, mental abuse and like, I don't know if that's the thing, but like medical abuse, like they're giving you stuff that you don't need, stuff that causes things for your teeth to fall out, or like taking medicine that you don't wake up days at a time. Like that is like torture. Like that's not even abuse, you know? So imagine going through that 24 years of like being in constant pain, doing surgeries, and recovering from things that you don't even need to get done. That's horrible.
I wish I could go back in time and tell the mom, be like, yo, you need therapy.
Yeah.
Imagine Gypsy would have been a normal kid.
Yeah, or it's also the doctor's fault for not noticing that or seeing through that. Like, I mean, they're doctors. Like, they would have been able to look through the mom's BS and be like, no, this lady's ill. Like, obviously, I'm looking at the results that this little girl doesn't need this, but yet still performing surgeries on her.
Yeah, like,
how smart does she have to be to convince all these doctors that that's pretty much the whole story. It was chopped up and it was very like all over the place, but I feel like it was a very difficult case to explain, and like I feel like there's a little passion behind it about the fact that
you feel the emotion.
I feel like it's like unfair and fair at the same time, that it's like it's kind of hard to put together, you know?
Yeah, no, because I do feel like that too. Like, it's fair, but it's not fair.
Yeah.
But that's crazy how people, like, what extents they be going to.
Yeah, but like I said, it almost makes me think like you could be driving by somebody that's going through that situation currently, and like you have no idea. That kind of blows my mind. Or like driving next to a serial killer. You don't know.
They say
you
that when you're driving,
killing that cereal.
I don't think that's what that means. I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure that's not what that means.
They're killing the cereal.
So fire. You know what's so good?
What?
French toast fruity pebble from.
I feel like.
Dang, I'm gonna murder that.
I feel like if you like fruity pebbles, I'm about to get canceled. I feel.
Why?
I'm just not gonna say that.
Say what you say.
No, like everybody's like, I love fruity pebbles. Like I love like fruity pebbles on donuts. I don't know. I don't have beef with fruity pebbles. I just think like you have no personality if you like fruity pebbles. Like,
I mean, the
get
flavor.
alive.
No,
Get
like
alive.
in the flavor aspect of it, I can see your point because it doesn't really taste too good.
That's what I'm saying. It's like fruity. Yeah.
But like the color of it, it's cringe. But like it's literally the rainbow.
Is that the right word that you're trying to use?
I don't think so.
How is it cringe? How is a rainbow cringe?
Because you don't like
it's too colorful. Like
yeah, like they try to outdo themselves with the cereal.
They tried too hard.
Yeah.
No,
like they didn't have to make it so many colors. They could have chose 3.
Yeah.
They didn't have to make it so many. You know what I mean?
They're too extra. They're too much.
Yeah, like Apple Jacks is 2.
Yeah. Apple Jacks is alright. That's what I'm saying. Like,
have you ever had the milk after the Apple Jacks?
Yeah, but that also makes me think that that's a lot of backwash. Because you're eating, like, dropping some milk in it.
I don't know how you eat cereal, but I slurp up the milk.
I just feel like
how are you eating your cereal?
I feel like it's backwash. I don't know. You don't pick it with my breakfast. I'll have the protein shake and call it good. But that has some type of backwash too. I want to think
the protein shake.
Yeah.
How?
Any drink has backwash because you're drinking and a little bit is coming back out.
Nah.
It's touching your mouth. Yeah.
I'm about to blow your mind. You ready?
What?
You take a fountain drink.
I don't know. Fountain makes me think like disease.
No, like not a fountain drink, like a waterfall.
Oh, air drink, Miguel.
No.
Air drink.
Oh, I said fountain
drink is like
a fountain drink.
I'm like trying to follow what you're saying. I'm like, what?
You get the vibe though.
No. Did you see my face? I was like,
no, a fountain drink. No, nobody knows it as a fountain drink. Nobody knows it as a fountain drink.
Give me a fountain drink.
Okay, a waterfall.
No, waterfall drink. Just air drink.
No, a waterfall is a thing. I call it waterfall.
What do you guys call it? What is it called?
Waterfall.
No, an air drink. Let me take an air drink. Let me have an air drink.
Let me have a fountain drink.
Let me have a fountain drink. That makes me think of like the actual like found water drink. No. Anyway, okay, we're getting distracted. We're ending the video. We're done.
No.
Bye.